Anybody know? Tell me.
Snowflake is a cloud warehouse.
It's a cloud-based data
Warehouse.
warehouse. Okay, so main purpose of it is what? What the purpose of this warehouse? Mainly for data. Okay, so data storage. We'll see the same thing in detail. So 1 second. Okay. So data storage,
And computation.
data processing, and data analytics. Okay, so simple thing. It's a cloud-based data warehouse, mainly for storage, processing, and analytics. So before that, tell me so little bit abbreviation for OLTP and OLAP system. Tell me what is OLTP system? Anyone?
Online transaction process.
Online transaction
Process.
processing. Okay. So what exactly? Nothing but it's a day-to-day
Day-to-day
activity.
transaction.
Day-to-day activities or day-to-day transactions. Okay, 1 second. So day-to-day transactions. Okay. So what about OLAP? It's an online
Analytic.
analytical processing. Mainly for what we can select historical data. Okay, so I'll try to give one example, then you can able to understand where exactly Snowflake will fit. Simple use case. Suppose see, I'm having SBI Bank. Okay, now I went to the ATM. So my balance is 10,000. I am trying to withdraw 5,000. Tell me what within fraction of seconds we'll get a message saying like your balance is 5,000. Same thing in a similar fashion. I open net banking, simple use case, and I want to see last 5 year statement. Tell me now what happened. The response time will be the same time. It will take so much of time when compared to this transaction.
It will
Hmm.
take some time to get
Sometime.
5 years statement. Yeah.
Because now what happened, this is historical data. So this is data transaction. Tell me this one where we are trying to store in the databases. So this data where we are trying to store in the data warehouse. So by seeing these two use cases, where exactly we can say Snowflake will fit here in this one or in this one, in the second one. So we can say what Snowflake is mainly for what? It's a uh, cloud-based data warehouse mainly for
Analytic
analytical solution.
purpose.
Analytical
Solution.
solution. Okay, so this is mainly for what? Mainly for it's a cloud-based data warehouse, mainly for we can say OLAP systems. We can perform OLTP also, but mainly for OLAP system. Tell me why we want to see 5 year statement generally. Why we want to see the 5 year statement? To understand how much I have earned, how much I have spent. Same thing, why company wants to store historical data to understand their
Trend.
business. So whether they're getting profits or losses are the same thing. So simply it's a cloud-based data warehouse and it's a SaaS model. Tell me Snowflake is a SaaS. What is SaaS? Anyone?
Software as a service.
What exactly it means? The definition.
No need
Uh,
hardware.
It's managed
Software.
by, yeah,
Okay, see, no need to install any
any
anything,
software,
any
any
software.
hardware, or any software. If any patches are there, they will try to take care by the service provider. Now, see here what happened. This is what database? Anybody tell me this is what database? Anyone? Hmm.
Oracle.
It's a SQL. Okay. Oracle.
Oracle database. Now see, now I am trying to install my Oracle database. I am trying to install this IDE. But if see, this is what this is Snowflake. Tell me, I am trying to install any software. Huh?
No.
No need because it's a cloud, it's a SaaS model, software as a service. No need to install any software or any hardware. Just to create account and work on it. So it's a SaaS model. So software as a service. Tell me after completion of this course, what's the role we want to apply our job profile? Anyone? What is our role?
Data
Snowflake developer.
engineer.
What data engineer?
data engineer,
Snowflake developer, or we need to go for Snowflake
data
data
engineer.
engineer. Tell me in a company only Snowflake developers will be there? Huh? Yes or
No, sir.
no? Okay, there's so many people will. So those ones who makes of your phones, please. So our role will be Snowflake developer or Snowflake data engineer. Now, what's the point? Now, see, we don't work individually. We form as a team. Now, team members. Tell me in a current project or any project, what type of members will be there? What the team members will be there? Can you guess? Snowflake developer will be there. Like 3 to 4 guys will be there. Any other thing? Then,
ETL tester.
okay, see, Snowflake admin guy will be there. Okay, so one guy. Okay, same thing. Snowflake, Snowflake, which guy will be there? Snowflake architect. So mute yourself. Okay. So see, Snowflake developer, admin, and architect. Same thing. Who will do the testing? The testing team or QA. What is QA? QA is nothing but quality assurance. Assurance. Okay. See this. Remember. Okay. If you work for any project, you need to know the team members and the project terminologies. Snowflake dev team, admin team, testing team, architect. Then what guy? BA guys will be there. Nothing but what? Business analyst. Analyst. Okay. Then what happened? BA guy. Then what happened? Other thing. BA guy then, okay, see the team lead, the project manager, the scrum master, the stakeholder, these are the guys will be there. Okay, so scrum master, okay. Same thing, next thing is that what admin developer and the BA people. What is BA people? It's a business intelligence. Okay, see, if you go for anything, no, you need to understand who are your team members, okay, what they try to do. Okay, so dev team, admin, architect, depends on the project, these team members will be keep on changing. So see, this is the basic understanding of the functionality. Okay, it's a SaaS model. No need to install any software or any hardware. Tell me now why the companies are working on Snowflake. Tell me, mainly Snowflake is mainly for data migration project. Tell me what exactly migration project meaning? Anyone?
Move the data
Anyone?
from one environment to another, basically from on-premises to cloud database.
Okay,
Cloud
see,
database.
moving the data from where? From on
On-premises.
premises, or we can say cloud also. Some companies they're trying to migrate on premises cloud to Snowflake. Now, question is that no, why we are moving and what we are moving. Tell me why we are moving to Snowflake or anything. Why we are trying to move to the cloud
Cost
and
cutting.
anyone?
Cost cutting.
Mainly for cost cutting.
Pay as
Then
you go.
so performance and the
Scalability.
pay as you go model. Then
Scalability.
scalability. Okay, security. And it's a what model? It's a SaaS model. Okay. So we can see the same thing. There's so many features are there. Cost cutting, performance. Simple use case I'll try to give, then you can able to understand. Suppose I'm having one phone. In the phone, assume like 128 GB storage is there. Out of 128 GB storage, 120 GB occupied by photos and videos. Now, question is that no, now my performance of the phone is what? It will be faster or it will be slower? Generally,
Slower.
slower. When the storage increases, what happened? The performance degrade. Now, but what happened now? Out of 120 GB, 100 GB photos or 100 GB storage is important. Tell me, can I purchase one more phone? No. So what I should do? We need to move this data to what?
Cloud.
To the Google Drive. Okay, to the cloud. Okay, same thing. Here also what happened? This is nothing but here also what happened? My data is huge. But what happened? The performance of my database is getting degraded. Now what happened? We want to migrate what? Mute yourself. See, we want to migrate the historical data to Snowflake. See, point you need to understand is that what? So this 100 GB data is important. We are trying to move. This is the assume this is historical data. Same thing now what happened? The historical data we are trying to move to Snowflake. The current data or 1 year data we are trying to migrate in the maintain the Oracle database. Cost cutting. So huge volumes. Okay, see, Snowflake can handle how much volume? Terabytes to petabytes of volume it can handle easily. So when you'll go for Snowflake, when data is used in the on-premises or cloud database, we are trying to move to Snowflake because of cost cutting, performance, pay as you go model scalability. So because of all these reasons, we are trying to migrate to Snowflake. Next thing is that what? So what we are trying to migrate or what we are trying to moving? What exactly we are trying to migrate? Tell me.
Data.
We're
For
trying to migrate
storage.
data. Nothing but what our data will be sitting in the tables, sittings in the views, sitting in the logic. Logic nothing but what the function and
Transformations.
the procedures. Okay, see, so we need to migrate what in real time. We'll try to work for phases will be there. Phase one, phase two, phase three. Okay, phase two, phase three. In the phase one, what we try to migrate tables we need to migrate. In the phase two, what we try to migrate the views we need to migrate. In the phase three, what exactly we need to migrate the functions and procedure we need to migrate. Okay, see, so tables, views, functions, and procedure we want to migrate for the point of seeing. So see in the tables, how many tables? Approximately 5 to 10 tables. Any guess? So it will be hundreds of tables. So 500 to 1000 plus tables. So 300 views, approximately hundreds of procedures. See, point you need to understand is that my data is sitting in the on-premises database. So client wants to migrate this one into Snowflake. Why they want to migrate? Because of cost cutting, performance. So this all the things because of all these reasons. What happened? So client want to move to Snowflake. What exactly they're trying to migrate? The tables, the views, the logic will be right there. Tell me the migration project will be there for what 1 2 months? Migration project it will be like approximately 1 to 3 years, depends on the application of the project because huge volumes of data will take so much of time, 1 to 3 years project. So development, testing, deployment, maintenance, this will take 1 to 3 years project. Got the point? So any doubt as of now? So it's a one more time. It's a cloud-based. We'll try to conclude one more time. It's a cloud-based data warehouse. Mainly for what? Mainly for data storage, data processing, and data analytics. It is mainly for, we can say mainly it's an analytical solution. Okay. And it's mainly for what's a SaaS model. Okay. And it's a pay as you go model. If you're using one for 1 hour, I should pay for 1 hour. Okay. So it is the functionality. So now what happened? Mainly will work for data migration project. So moving the data from one data source to Snowflake. What exactly we need to migrate? The tables, the views, the functions, and the procedure we need to migrate. Okay, so this is the functionality. We work mostly for data migration. So what data sources? It can be what? Data sources, it can be what? It can be Oracle database, SQL Server, Postgre, Netezza. There are so many data sources will be there in a project. Okay. So Greenplum, these are the data sources will be available. From here, we are trying to migrate to Snowflake. Got the point? I'm getting a little bit. So this is the concept of the same thing. Now, see if you see this PPT, you'll get some clarity. Then you can able to ask the question. See now what happened. So see now my data sources. It can be any file format. Okay. See data file. Suppose simple thing before going now. Assume like I'm having simple thing. I'm the ABC car sales owner. Okay. Now what happened? My car sales is there in US region, UK region, India region. Now what's my requirement? Now I want to, okay, see now I want to understand my business. Nothing but what in the 2024, I want to know how much profit I got it. But my data is sitting in the US region, UK region, India. Simple thing. Now US is containing Oracle database, it contains 50% sales data. Same thing, control D, UK contains, it is there in SQL Server database. It is there in 30% sales happening. Same thing, control D. Okay, assume like India, in India, okay, India, my data is there in flat files. Now understand the functionality. Now I want to know in the 2024 how much sales happened for US region, UK region, India region. But my sales data is there in 50%. It is there in Oracle database, SQL Server. But what happened? I want to know the data, how much sales I have get it, how much profit I get, but my data sitting different location, different database. Then what I should do? Tell me. I want to understand my business. What I should do? Tell me. Anyone, any guess? What I should do?
I should migrate all these three databases
Okay,
into
so
Snowflake.
we need to migrate all this data to Snowflake. So now what happened? We are getting 100% data which is there in Snowflake. So now what happened? Now data is sitting in tables format. Tell me, suppose like my data contains millions of records are there. Tell me, can we understand the data? Data is so we can't able to understand. Now I want to perform transformation. Now what happened? Now how to communicate with the Snowflake with the help of SQL concept. So SQL. So here what happened? Which concept will come into picture? And tell me which concept? The SQL concept will come into picture. SQL nothing but what? So these are the components. Okay, so see the SQL commands, the filtering concept, sorting concept. So these are all the commands we need to come into picture. Now what happened? Now we are doing the transformation. So this transform data who will consume? Views, the reporting people. Reporting people, what they try to build? They try to build the dashboards. Okay, see, ultimately what? Ultimately, the clients are the stakeholders. They won't want to see in the table format. They want to see in the visualization format. Like this much sales, I got it. So how we are trying to perform with the help of SQL concept. Here you need to understand is that what? My data is sitting in the on-premises database. We want to bring all this data to one place and we should do the transformation. But see, this is huge volumes of data. Now, who will come into picture? The ETL developer will come into picture, like Matillion, okay, Glue. Okay, these guys, what they know, they try to connect to the data warehouse and they try to bring. Simple thing, see what happened. So my data is sitting in different sources. Assume like flat files, assume like on-premises database, and next one is the cloud database. Now, what client is asking? So because of so many reasons, the clients wants to move their data to where? Where? To the Snowflake. Now, what happened? Tell me, this is called as what? What process? This is called as
ETL.
migration project. So we are trying to migrate the data from what? From here to here. Okay, see now what happened? So since data is huge, who will come into picture? The ETL developer. So here what happened? We need to bring the data pipelines. Ultimately, as a part of Snowflake developer, we want to build the data pipelines. It's a simple thing. So our roles and responsibility what? So we'll work on creating data pipelines. So data validation, then data transformation, then data documentation. So see, as a part of Snowflake developer, we need to create the data pipelines. So data validation, data transmission, and the data automation. So here you need to understand is that what? Simple thing. My data is sitting here. We should bring here, do the transformation. Tell me this transformation is done. Now who will come into picture? We need to give to reporting people, data sharing people, data science people. This is the functionality. So see, we want to bring the data and give to different people and make it working. Got the point, huh? So here what happened? We need to make use of SQL concept, stored procedure concept. So views concept, this all the things will come into picture. This is the functionality. Bringing the data from different sources, do the transformations and give to them. They can able to consume the data. This is the functionality. Got the point? A simple thing. So you need to understand, if you're able to understand this image, the entire process is simple. Data is simple. My data is sitting here. Now suppose like see, I'm taking one table. So here contains two records. Now what happened? So see, copy the same table. Okay. Now try to export. Tell me it work, anybody? It work as this? It won't work. So because we should see what happened, it is showing some error. So we need to remove this functionality. We should do some tweaking. Okay. So see the same thing. Now see what happened. Table has been created. Now what happened? First we should create the tables, then we should load the data. So with nothing but data pipelines. So data will be sitting here. We need to do the data pipelines by using copy. We'll see the same thing in detail. So before that, you need to understand SQL concepts. So this SQL concepts are important. Tell me why we need SQL. What's the purpose of SQL? Tell me, anyone?
Query the data.
So if I want to communicate with the Snowflake or in database, we require SQL. It acts as a bridge. So why we need to query data? Because I want to perform this functionality. Okay, I want to do all these concepts. So see, the bringing data, I want to make sure like data is correctly or we are getting proper data. So this is like bringing the data, doing that validation, transmission, automation, documentation. And we need to create this view, we need to give to them. They can able to consume the reporting people. They can able to build the dashboard. See, our job should be what? So our job should be bringing the data to Snowflake, do the transmission and go to reporting people. So see why the reporting people, the stakeholders are the end users, our clients, they can able to access the data. Okay, got the point. Ask your question, Endorsa. Anyone? So simple things. So these are the advantages. So there's so many advantages are there. Okay, see cloning concept, time travel concept, data sharing concept, semi-structure it supports. See, it supports multi-cloud, supports Azure cloud, it supports GCP cloud. These are the multi-clouds it will support. Not the point. So these are the simple. You need to remember this image. If you're able to understand this image, remaining are simple and easily things. So data should be migrated. What exactly? The existing tables, existing function, existing views. These all things we need to migrate it and make it working. What point? So this is the concept. Simple thing you need to understand my data. So here it can be any database, SQL Server, Oracle database, SAP HANA, Teradata. At least one database knowledge should be there because we want to navigate from on-premises to Snowflake. So we want to check the account, how to navigate the data. These all things are important. Got the point? Simple thing. So it's a SaaS model. Tell me why it's a SaaS model. We are not installing any software or any hardware. Creating account and work on it. This is the concept of data migration SaaS model. It can handle huge volumes, nothing but what? Terabyte to petabytes of volume. So you should know what is your role. Who are the role? Who are the team members? What the team members tell me? Developer will be there, testing team will be there, admin team, architect. So see, mostly we need to interact with whom? BI people because they want to use. If I want to get views, what happen? I need to bring the data from different sources, bringing and make it working. Got the point? Got that? So this is the concept of data migration. So moving the data from different sources, do the transmissions and make it working. Ask your questions. Any doubts? Anyone? Anyone and also? So we'll see the same thing in detail. From Monday, we'll try to see the SQL part. So, good.
When the Matillion will come in picture,
So here,
the
see this
tool.
now here, this one here. So
Okay.
Oracle, so on-premises to cloud. So here it can be
To
Matillion,
S3. Okay.
S3,
So,
S3, or it can be Azure or GCP, either
oh,
ADF. So if you're using Azure, no, mostly they'll use ADF. If you're using AWS, no, generally we'll go for what? AWS Blue will come in. AWS Blue. Okay. So
okay. So,
Matillion.
okay. Matillion is a tool to transfer the data to S3, right?
It's an ETL tool. ETL tool.
Okay.
So these are the ETL tools. What are ETL tools? It can be anything. It can be Informatica, ADF, Matillion, Pent. Or these are the ETL or ELT tools. Depends on the use cases. They tried because so on premises, tell me Snowflake is there. Can I directly connect to Oracle? No, it is not possible. Who will come into picture? This guy's ETL developer will come into picture. It can be any tool. ADF will be there, Matillion will be there, data stage will be there, ADF. Those are the ETL tools.
So
So
does this
because what?
okay? Does it support SSIS?
SSIS, yeah, SSIS integration service. We can able to use SSIS.
Okay.
Generally, most preferable they'll go for ADF, Matillion, okay, data stage, this Penta, they try to. So depends on the data sources. If it is Oracle, if it's suppose like if you're using for SQL Server, they'd go for ADF because Microsoft only has Microsoft ADF is there, no, they'll go for it. So depends on the companies, depends on their dealings, they can go for any of the ADFs.
Okay.
Any other question, anyone? So see the point, no, you, good.